nearly 50,000 filing into Turner Field in Atlanta for Game 2 of the 3-game series. Happy 4th of July. Everybody getting set for St. Louis and Atlanta here on Turner South. Welcome back to Turner Field, everybody. Bob Rathman, Jeff Torborg, and a happy 4th to you, sir.
Thank you.
That was a powerful ceremony, was it not?
Wow.
That'll get your juices flowing. And now we get set for baseball. And the Braves tonight, there's an old line, Jeff, about momentum in baseball being only as good as the next day's starting pitcher. Well, the Braves have won 6 out of their last 10, and their starting pitching has been pretty good lately.
Well, the baseball adage of pitching setting the tone gives you a chance to win. The starting pitching has been outstanding. Chuck James really got us started with, and Horacio Ramirez and John Smoltz have really had outstanding outings. With Ramirez, of course, did an excellent job against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, and then came back here and got the Orioles. And then, of course, Chuck James, the young kid brought back to the big leagues, did a job at Tampa Bay. He came back and beat the Orioles here in Atlanta. And John Smoltz pitched a tremendous game against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, came away with no decision, but last night fell behind 3-0 and kept it there and really tuned things up and got the big win against the Cardinals. Boy, this starting pitching makes a difference with every part of your game.
And the Braves getting it from these guys, Messrs. James, Ramirez, and Smoltz, and now they turn to John Thompson, who comes off the disabled list tonight. The blister problem took him out of that game at Florida a few weeks back. He was pitching one of his better games of the season that night, where he allowed the Marlins just 4 hits and 2 runs. He will be back on the mound for Atlanta tonight, getting the start against the St. Louis Cardinals. And the Cardinals will be sending their ace, Chris Carpenter, last year's National League Cy Young Award winner, to the mound against Atlanta as they bring out their stars. Last year's MVP, Albert Pujols, the man who finished second in the MVP balloting. The Braves' Andrew Jones, plus reigning All-Stars Edgar Renteria and Brian McCann. We're getting set for baseball. First pitch coming up. Is in the St. Louis lineup tonight, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. David Eckstein gets it started. Third in the league with 103 hits. He added 2 to that total here in last night's game. Then the big 3 and 3, 4, and 5, Pujols, Rowland, and Edmonds. And they're out there to face Brave right-hander John Thompson. Scott Rowland, the St. Louis third baseman, provided us with this scouting report.
Has kind of been his, his bread and butter, and he's going to throw some sinkers, he's going to throw some cutters, try to keep you off balance. Probably, he's going to go out and pitch. That's the main thing. He's going to work both sides of the plate and try to keep the ball down and get some ground balls.
And Jeff Torborg, what say you about John Thompson?
Well, that was a good scouting report from Rowland, but John Thompson, we know, is a sinker ball pitcher. He's got to keep the ball down, which he was really doing in Florida when he hurt that finger with the blister coming up. But he's more effective when he uses his curveball and his changeup as well. But he's got to pitch down in the zone.
We spoke with John yesterday and asked him about the blisters, and he said, well, he threw fastballs and sinkers okay. That's probably the 2 pitches affected the most because the cutter and slider come off the 4-seamer. But John Thompson pronounced himself yesterday fit and ready to go. And he's out there making start number 14 for Atlanta here this afternoon. Braves defensively, Andrew Jones and Jim Edmonds, the 2 starting center fielders, both outstanding. They've got a lock on the Gold Gloves in the outfield, 8 consecutive for Andrew. So here we go with baseball, and not a way to get on with his hits or getting hit with a pitch.
Yeah, he's a little guy. He's
hit with the pitch 10 times. And puts the ball in play, as you mentioned, Jeff, inside, and there he is, sprinting to first to get this game started with a walk.
a feeling. Cause problems when you haven't been out there.
Line to right. First and second for St. Louis. Chris Duncan with the base hit. Comes trouble. Albert Pujols last night and a double and this long home run off John Smoltz. And here he comes again with runners on base. Eckstein at second and Duncan at first.
They got him out last night. Chad Pirano got him out with a good sinker ball, got him to hit into a double play. It almost got Marcus Giles killed at second base, but they.
Bases loaded. And here comes Scott Rowland. with 2 home runs. Base is loaded right away. Nobody out. Ground ball to short. Should be 2. Giles turns it. The run does score, but the Braves get the double play. 1-0 St. Louis. Edmonds hitting .260. 9 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Jim had 2 hits last night. Edmonds at 3-2. Laced into right. Edmonds on his way to second. Francoeur up with it. Cardinals lead 2-0.
They get the ball in again, and they got it. They got that ball. Might not even been a strike. That might have been off the plate inside. But Edmonds had seen so many in there that he was going to open up and just get his hands through when he got it. I don't. That might not have been a strike even.
In Milwaukee, 5-2. So the Redbird lead in the Central is a game and a half at game time. Popped into shallow right. Francoeur comes in, takes care of it, and that's it for St. Louis. John Thompson has a couple of words for the plate umpire Jim Reynolds as we go to the bottom of the first inning on a patriotic day in Atlanta. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Braves hitting 4 home runs last night. Giles, Renteria, McCann, and then late in the ball game, Langerhans. And they're facing Chris Carpenter, last year's National League Cy Young Award winner.
Boy, he can be dominant when he's on. He's got an excellent cutter.
After making his 16th start, spent some time on the disabled list in mid-May. 6-4 with a 2.85. That's the 5th best ERA. Great walk strikeout ratio. Giles drills one to left center field. That ball's pretty well hit, and that ball's going to be gone. Marcus Giles has done it again. Getting the Braves going as he did in the 3rd inning last night.
And I'm just trying to get my hands through, and he sure did. Talk about what the Cardinals did to get things going. David Eckstein walked and scored. Well, that's a good way to do it.
Hot. Giles is now hit safely in 7 straight. Look out. Low bridging Renteria. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, that was a curveball he didn't get over. He's got front end of the order. The table setters get on.
Ball 4 to Renteria.
He gets his hands out, and he just missed hitting that ball fair down the left field line.
You see the splits on Benneman. Runner again moving. Strikeout. Can Renteria get back? No. It's a double play, and there's 2 gone. A strikeout at the plate. Something else. Renteria looking back. He got halfway at 9. I don't think so. And then the Cardinals with Eckstein get him 2-6-3.
Well, there's a reason that he wasn't any farther along in that. In that situation, when you're running, you got to make sure you don't get picked off. So that's almost like a hit and run.
The message board here, the big jumbotron in center field. It looks like John Paul Jones instead of Andrew Jones out there.
Thinking about Andrew, especially when Chipper's not in the lineup, how he tries to change his game.
Right at the shortstop. Eckstein playing in the hole. Throws out Andrew Jones. And that's all for the Braves. But Atlanta up off the deck thanks to Marcus Giles. He drills his 7th home run of the season off last year's Cy Young Award winner Chris Carpenter. 1, and already early fireworks in Atlanta. Miles on deck, and then Carpenter. It well to left center, over Andrew's head, and up against the fence. Here's Molina on the slow jog into second with his 13th 2-base hit. And more problems for John Thompson.
Now here's the pitch from John to Molina. He's a high fastball hitter, and he gets one up there. It's almost the same pitch that he almost hit out to right field last night on Smoltz.
Good baseman. You talked earlier about switch hitters. Well, here's one. Miles hitting .260 overall, no homers and 16 RBIs. the middle. Giles can't get it. Coming around third is Molina. And a 3-1 St. Louis lead. RBI single, Aaron Miles.
Up, and there was that hanger, and he just slapped it through the middle.
Carpenter 2 for 27 at the plate this season. 1 run batted in. Drops the bunt down nicely. Thompson bare hand pick to Giles, covering a 1-4 sacrifice. A walk and scored the first run of the night.
A lot of people try to make sure that they swing early, that they don't get in a strikeout situation. He's got that little short swing, choking up on the bat.
And a liner to first. Scampering back to second is Miles. 2 outs. 2 men gone for left fielder Chris Duncan. Giles gobbles it up. Cardinals get a run. 2 hits and leave a man. Middle of the second. St. Louis 3 and Atlanta 1.
About it, but how hot he's been since he's come back from his injury.
Center in Edmonds. Braves facing a great pitcher tonight in Chris Carpenter. We spoke with Jeff Francoeur earlier tonight to get his thoughts on the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner.
He's going to throw fastballs, obviously, mix it in and out, and then he's going to come back with his pitch, which is to right-handers is his curveball, and he throws it a lot, and he's going to throw it at any point in the count. So you got to look, to me, for one or other, sit on something and try to hope that it's a pitch you can handle and drive it.
Missed with it inside, and Francoeur hit a home run off Carpenter last year in St. Louis. Slowly hit, Roland can't make the play. Infield hit Jeff Francoeur. Liner, base knock into left for LaRoche, and Francoeur will hold at second. First and second, 1 away here in the second inning. And Ryan Langerhans, another Brave, really heating up.
Yeah, Ryan hit a stretch about a month and a half ago where he wasn't complaining, but he had something wrong with his hand, feeling weak and hurting. You don't swing the bat the same.
Slowly hit. Good job by LaRoche hitting the brakes. Now a play at the plate. Safe! How about that? 3-2 St. Louis.
At third base, Francoeur coming. Now here's the play. See, Adam had to stop not to be tagged, but it looked like they were going to double him up. But the good base running, instinctive base running by Jeff Francoeur made that work.
Federal sentence. Thompson's hitting 276. Now look at Francoeur. Stops, sees the play, boom.
And then a great slide. Now you hate to see somebody slide in head first at home plate. The catcher can plant his foot and really hurt you, but
payoff pitch with 2 outs. Hit to third. Roland gathers and takes care of Thompson, but the Braves get a run back on some heads-up base running by Jeff Francoeur and Adam LaRoche. And to 3-2 St. Louis. For today's Houston win over the Cubs, Pujols sitting on 73.
a back out, you know, a disc or something, but he got back in a hurry.
Sends one high and deep to left field. Langerhans going back. Will he have room at the fence? Okay, you can breathe now. Great bounce back season for Roland after the injuries of 2005. In the air to right field. Out number 2.
You remember the pitcher?
No, I do not.
Dale Nomo.
And what did Mr. Nomo do?
I think he refused to come out of the clubhouse at first.
Shot to the right field corner by Edmonds. He may have his second double, challenging the arm of Francoeur. The throw is offline. And Jim with a 2-out, 2-base hit. Well, you told me the players used to do that all the time at Drysdale.
Happened with the Cardinals. Remember Julian Javier?
Yes.
he had a tendency to kind of try to peek back to where the catcher was. And I suggested to him that Mr. Drysdale was not happy with him doing that. He said, well, please tell Mr. Drysdale I'm not looking back there.
Have had grand total of 5 hits, and maybe a deep shot to center here. Andrew can't do anything about this one. Encarnacion to straightaway center to make it a 5-2 game. He didn't get cheated on that one. His 11th home run.
Marlins. I was managing the Marlins at the time, and I watched this guy take batting practice and hit some balls. And during the game, he has big-time power, as you can see by this one. This is, as you mentioned, Bob, straightaway center.
Here. Opening day. Here's a one hopper out to second. More on that when we come back. 2-run home run by Juan Encarnacion, and the Cardinals now have a 5-2 lead in Atlanta. Little bouncer to first, wide of the bag. Pujols takes it himself.
The field. There are a lot of guys in this game, when they hit a home run, you go, oh no, I don't want to see that, because then they'll start pulling off balls, trying to drive the ball. But he's a smart enough hitter not to do that.
Little looper down the right field line, and Edgar Renteria is thinking about 2. Encarnacion over to get it. And Edgar with the double, his 17th of the year. And back come the Braves.
Gears has teamed up with Tony La Russa, one of the best combination manager pitching coaches that this game has seen. Success of other places.
And again, Cards coming inside and getting Betterman to third. Renteria with 2 outs. Trailing here by a score of 5-2. Each team has scored at least a run in every at bat through the first 3 innings. Now they want to come in, and Andrew hits it up the middle, but the shift was on. Miles practically up the middle and shaded close to second, fields the ground ball, and that will take care of Andrew and the Atlanta Braves. 4th of July in Atlanta and throughout the Southeast. Happy Independence Day. 5-2 Cardinals. Carpenter on deck in the next time. In the air, left center field. This is going to be in. And couldn't cut it off. Andrew on the track. And Aaron Miles has his 2nd hit tonight, his 3rd of the series. A double to left center.
Slap the ball around, put it in play.
Carpenter drops down the bunt. Thompson will go to first. 1-4 sacrifice gets Miles to third base. Bullpen. As pitching coach Roger McDowell heads to the mound. This is Tyler Yates.
I think this is probably what this meeting is all about, is to give Tyler a chance to warm up out here. Down to the suicide squeeze. Well, after they pitched out, then the Braves put it, the Cardinals put another set of signs on very quickly.
And there comes the squeeze, and it's fouled off.
It didn't come the immediate pitch after. It was 2 pitches after the
Wouldn't you know it? Strikes him out. What a big K for Thompson. A busted squeeze, and now the sacrifice fly no longer a possibility.
Side part of the plate, but beautifully caught.
Ball 4. And I don't believe Mr. Thompson's too long for this game with Pujols coming up. Nope, here comes Bobby. That will be the 3rd walk allowed by Thompson. 3rd innings tonight in his first start off the DL. Giving up 7 hits and to date 5 runs, responsible for the 2 men on base. Two and 2 to Albert Pujols. Swing and a fly ball right field. Francoeur drifting back. Side retired. Good job, Tyler Yates coming on to take care of Pujols. In the 2nd. Coming off a 2 for 4 last night. 2-run home run, and this one hits him. I was just about to say, we haven't seen the vintage Chris Carpenter. He's complaining that that ball did not hit him.
I thought he was a high strike pitcher.
Up the middle. Eckstein, 1-2, double play.
Remember, that's one of the reasons the Cardinals ended up with him, because of an injury.
Pujols backhands. And Carpenter covers. Down go the Braves in the 4th inning. Through 4 in Atlanta. 4th of July, 2006. 5-2 Cardinals. In their body stuff. Right field and Francoeur. And Yates doing a good job getting Pujols and rolling on fly balls to start here.
But as you said, you know, guys can throw lights out, can throw it up to 100 miles an hour. You better be able to locate.
Just off the plate. And ball 4. Florida. And John just got bombed right out of the gate. Encarnacion hit that grand slam home run off John on that opening day. And then, of course, Smoltz turned it around 180 and just had a fabulous season. Hit hard to third. Giles, double play. Nicely turned around the horn by Atlanta. Middle of the 5th. The Cardinals with a 5-2 lead on Atlanta. All right there, strike 3 call. Ryan Langerhans. This young man's back.
Yes, I do. I like his whole game.
Third baseman Roland takes care of it.
You know, as a dad, my kids just love to see fireworks. And one of the best times they've ever had was just on the porch of our house across the river. Orchestra was playing. The fireworks were going on. They thought that was the neatest thing in the world.
Edmonds has it tracked. 2 great managers matching wits in this one. Tony La Russa and Bobby Cox. When you talk about the all-time win list, there's Tony at number 3 behind John McGraw and Connie Mack. And Bobby sneaking up on Bucky Harris and Sparky Anderson. And how much of it and where it is. Fans heading for cover as the leadoff man Molina sends one deep to left center field. And Langerhans, it just went off his glove on the track. Molina into second base. Wasn't there.
Remember, when you're running this hard and this long, your head's jiggling, and he looked like he reached for the ball, and as you say, it wasn't there. It just, where he reached for it, it wasn't. Part of that is running hard and your head jiggles. Plus, you never know, this bank of lights over here behind first base, it might have gotten into those. Just saw that last pitch was down, fouled off, but here's what happened last night. John Smoltz on the left delivers the ball up out over the plate, and Aaron Miles doubles to left field for 2 RBIs, and tonight he does the same thing off of John Thompson into the left center field alley.
Right side bouncer will get the runner to third. A 3-1 putout. Molina taking third base. 6th appearance. And over his last 3, he has pitched 7 1/3 of shutout baseball to knock a point off his ERA. The injured John Smoltz at Tampa Bay back on the 23rd of June. Inside, boy, it's really raining now. And Tim Welke says that's it. Hold everything, and a 1-ball, no-strike count to Chris Carpenter. Here comes the grounds crew, and for the 2nd straight night, we've got a rain delay. A nearly 3-hour rain delay. Back to baseball in Atlanta. Bob Rathman, Jeff Torborg, and our crew. Cardinals lead it 5-2. We'll pick up the game at the top of the 6th inning with 1 out. We have all been around some wacky nights in this game, but this has to rank right up there. How about the players? What do they do during 3 hours in the clubhouse? Well, Katie Temple caught up with Marcus Giles just a moment ago.
All right, so what the heck were you guys doing in there for almost 3 hours?
Well, I tell you what, I can't even walk right now because I've ate so many barbecue chips and cookies and soda pop. You just sit in there and play cards and try not to eat as much because you get so bored you just want to eat. But we're okay.
I was going to say, I don't think Bobby doesn't want to know that you were eating all that stuff.
No, just don't tell him he's standing over there, so we can't say that too loud. But we'll be all right. I'll go run a couple sprints, and we'll be right back in and try to win the game.
Is it hard not to get frustrated?
It does get a little frustrating up there, but, you know, knowing that you're down, you know, you're not winning this game, it's a little easier to stay around and try to get the win. But if we're up 5-2 right now, we would have been home an hour ago.
Well, you probably want to get back on the field and see if you can get your 3rd home run in 2 days, huh?
Well, yeah, or just let's get another win. We're on a little bit of a roll right here. It's kind of nice.
Thanks, Marcus.
All right, you got it.
Thank you, Katie. That was some funny stuff from Marcus. And now you've got to lock that concentration back in. Fun and games are over, and it's back to the business of trying to pull this one out of the fire.
It was toward third base, and they would be almost impossible to bunt the thing. But if you time it right, sometimes you can't do anything about it. It's too late.
Three balls and 1 strike.
You know, it's strange here. You come back after almost a 3-hour delay, and the game could be riding on this at bat right here, because another run could make it 4 on the board as far as the lead is concerned.
This one fouled into the seats, and I have to think, Jeff, that's one of the toughest things about a restart like this. Sit, 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 hour after hour after hour, and then they tell you, okay, it's go time.
Yes.
To get that concentration and focus back.
Well, it's for both teams. Yeah, obviously it's a difficult situation, but especially for a pitcher he was out there. Villarreal was out there 3 hours ago, back in here trying to keep this runner at third base.
Payoff pitch. Hit in the air to deep center field. Andrew going back. Andrew at the wall. He'll make the catch. Tagging at third is Molina, and he scores. Boy, Andrew hit that wall hard, and he's hurting a bit. And the Cardinals now lead it 6-2. Scored 5 runs in the first 3 innings. Chasing John Thompson finally in the 4th. Here's their in-game box score. Getting a lot of doubles tonight, 5 so far. 2 by Evans, 2 by Molina. And the Encarnacion 2-run home run. Now a run here in the 6th. The next time hits a ground ball to short at Renteria. He throws on, and that's it for St. Louis in the 6th inning. But the Cardinals add a run on the sacrifice fly. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, Cardinals up 4. Cardinals is Adam Wainwright, the former Brave farmhand, the youngster out of Brunswick, Georgia, St. Simons, making his 31st appearance. And Edgar Renteria leading off the Atlanta 6th inning. Was to be traded out of the system to St. Louis. That happened after the 2003 season. And as Adam said, you know, once I listened to Dave Duncan and Tony La Russa, they were so thrilled to have me. The disappointment of leaving my favorite team went away rather quickly. Renteria gets a leadoff walk. Andrew coming out on deck. There's Chipper. And we'll bring you up to date with what's happened in this game, not only in terms of scoring, but also our Braves in-game box score in a moment. Coming a 2-2 to Benjamin. Got it.
Like it starts so high, like maybe it's going to be at him, and he kind of gives a little bit.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Adam Wainwright.
This after he saw those breaking balls and a ball inside. This was on the outer part of the plate. That looked like a little cutter. That's a cut fastball. It's not a slider. It's not.
1-0 on McCann. High pop. Back of third. Rolling. Will squeeze out number 3. That's it for Atlanta in the 6th inning. 6-2 Cardinals, and more greetings from overseas. On the nose to short, and Renteria. 1 up, 1 down in the St. Louis 7th. And here comes Albert Pujols. 2-2. Got him. Pujols with a swing and a miss. All right, we have found it. Our guys at tape are outstanding. They don't miss a trick. Now Benjamin comes over, and let's see where this one hits. They're saying that there's a guy wire that connects the screen with the upper deck, and we're hearing that the ball hit that and then ricocheted inside the Cardinal dugout. To pop out of the dugout at any time. Past the mound. Renteria behind the bag. Oh, and drops it. Had a play. And it will go as a base hit for Scott Rowland.
Overhang the field. You could go over for a pop-up like that and think it was out of the ballpark, and it would just miss the roof and come back on the playing field.
Center field. No guy wires out there to worry about. Andrew makes the catch, and that's it for St. Louis. On this 4th of July, and there's a few minutes left before midnight, the fans enjoy the 7th inning stretch. To beat St. Louis last night, facing a guy that many of them developed friendships with in the minor leagues, although Wainwright was a little bit ahead of these baby Braves. Frank Gore lifting one to right center, and Jim Edmonds back to get it. 1 up and 1 down in the Atlanta 7th inning. You really have to wonder, Jeff, what's going through the mind of Adam Wainwright. Here's a kid who, as we talked about earlier, grew up a big Braves fan here in Georgia. Never had the chance to pitch for the Braves at the major league level, but his first appearance in Turner Field, and here he is with a chance to help his team to victory tonight. 3-hour rain delay. Seeing if the Braves can come from behind for a second straight night. Up and in, ball 4. We talked about it earlier, Jeff. You got an Atlanta ball club here. You're trying to figure out a way to get back in this ball game. Back into this game.
Yeah, you're right. And what it takes is base runners. And with this walk with Adam on at first base hit here would get things rolling.
And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Third strikeout for Wainwright. Right at Rowland. On to first, and the Braves are out in the 7th inning. 2 innings left at Turner Field. Wainwright and the Cardinals up 6-2. And I said, wow, how many guys make their major league debut as a visitor in Yankee Stadium? I mean, that's really pretty cool. Frank Court coming on to take care of Encarnacion. There's one gone. And he said something to me, Jeff, that I found very interesting. And he said, stadiums, you can get it done in Yankee Stadium.
Well, remember, that was at home, too. He's a Rider College product from New Jersey, not far from Yankee Stadium. How big was that? Added to it.
Molina out on the 1-3 putouts. Barry continues to get it done.
Families were, if you got a chance, you try to get him in at home as much as you could. I learned that from Walter Alston, the Dodger manager. He did that for me. I was able to get my first base hit on our first anniversary.
Bouncer to second. Giles the flip, and down go the Cardinals in the 8th. Familiar with. So Taguchi has come on to play left. We'll verify the batting order as soon as we get it. A little bit low, 1 ball, no strikes. A 2-0 rather. Numbers on Looper. 36th appearance with a 4.08 ERA. Taguchi will bat 9th. And Looper 2nd. And after last season had arthroscopic surgery on his right shoulder. Swing and a miss. And Marcus Giles goes down. Well, the Braves are having a hard time making contact. Take the field. Frank Court just writing as quickly as he can, trying to sign everybody's autograph. Little parachute into right. A base knock for Renteria.
Too many years ago, he was one of those kids over there.
That's right. That's exactly right. And here's a shot to left, and that's going to drop in. Taguchi plays it on a bounce.
This at bat, and all of a sudden Andrew took 2 straight pitches right down the middle. I think he's looking for the breaking ball.
Got it, and hits it up the middle. Base knock into center. Here comes Renteria. It's 6-3.
he got it, he got the little hanger. He didn't try to do too much with it. He's trying to fight it to stay in and not bail out like he was bailing out on the big curveball from Wainwright. But he was looking for it and got it, hit it right back through the middle.
Manager Tony La Russa is headed to the mound. He's got a lefty, Randy Flores, in the bullpen. Numbers for Flores. Flores got McCann on a fly ball to left field last night. This one popped up. Pujols in foul ground. No infield fly. The ball was foul. McCann is out. And Frank Coor is coming up. Hander. And it will be a double switch to get the job done. Cardinals 2 out, 2 on. This is Jason Isringhausen, the Cardinal closer, leading save man in the National League with 24. As he comes on to make his 35th appearance. It's a double switch for St. Louis. Isringhausen will bat in the 8th spot. And Hector Luna comes into play second base, and he will bat second. So Luna's in. And yes, Isringhausen has 24 saves to lead the league. He also leads the league in blown saves with 6.
But in this situation, Isringhausen has a real good downer curveball as well.
On the fists and a roller to Pujols. And that will be that for the Braves in the 8th. They do get a run, but leave a pair. And at the end of 8, 6-3 St. Louis. So Taguchi came on as a defensive replacement in that double switch. Taguchi up batting .296 with 2 home runs. Taguchi sending one high in the air to left field. Langerhans getting underneath it. And for the second time tonight, David Eckstein strikes out. Well, Barry's doing some pitching.
Consistent.
Blue Chief Tim Welke down at first base. Swing and a miss. Barry strikes out Luna, and he retires all 6 Cardinals that he faces in the 9th. Braves need 3 to tie, 4 to win as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Adam LaRoche to get it going against Jason Isringhausen. Left field, and Taguchi. 1 gone. And a 3-pitch strikeout.
That's what you don't want to get into against Isringhausen. You don't want to get 2 strikes on you in a hurry because he'll come back with that big downer curveball.
Busted bat pop. Right field line. This is Pujols to squeeze the out. And with it, the victory for St. Louis. Jason Isringhausen, his 25th save. And the Cardinals have evened this series at a game apiece. The Cardinals win it by a 6-3 final score, out hitting Atlanta tonight 9-7. Chris Carpenter gets the win. Jason Isringhausen gets the save. And Chris Carpenter is our Home Depot player of the game. And not vintage Chris Carpenter by any means, Jeff. But you look at that final pitching line through all the difficulty. 4 hits allowed, 2 runs, only 1 walk.
Yeah, really did a nice job. The problem with the Braves have had against the Cardinals the last 2 nights, Cardinals jumped out right away with 2 runs in the first inning, added on in the second with another one in the third with 2 more. That hurts. That really hurts, and that helps the pitching staff. So in other words, Carpenter has did a nice job with that lead.